Hey everyone, Sparks back with another Etheria restart video, and we just got the update that is the summoning event where you can get a free SSR as well as lattices and other rewards. And this is a really good event for new players, not so good for veteran players. If you can even say we're in a veteran situation, because it's only like, what, a 2-month-old game or something like that. But let's go to the summon, and I want to give you a recommendation on what is the best one to choose from these Wishbinder gifts, depending on your situation, and then kind of my general thoughts on the event as well. So you're only going to get these Wishbinder gifts if you are summoning on the permanent summon, okay? And that doesn't include the permanent extra affinity banner, because it's not the quote-unquote permanent summon. Like, this one's literally called permanent summon. This is the only one that is going to count for. Now, before I even talk about the rewards and the characters that you can get, I want to start by saying you should only be using your pink tickets on this, okay? Do not dip into your Hydra Crystals to pull on the permanent summon, even with this banner, okay? Just don't do it. This is a pink banner or a pink ticket banner only for all types of players. I did this from the very beginning of the game. Even now, I keep that same rule. So with that said, let's take a look at the Wishbinder gifts. And you can see the rewards here. Now, I have done one summon, so I got these two LD banner summon tickets and some credits. I'm definitely going to claim this. I think this is pretty much a no-brainer. Everyone should at least summon once and get that. Now, if we look at the next rewards, we can get a currency for modules. That's like good-ish. If you're a new player, being able to buy things from that module shop can really help. So again, we'll take a look at that really quick. If I go to the shop, that is going to be in the exchange shop and then this module shop. Being able to grab like a, missing piece of like Fury for your main DPS, or get some really good, Swift Rush, or, grab your first things of Bloodbath. Like, this can be really, really good. But as a veteran player, if you're already farming Hell 4 or Inferno, the module shop becomes less and less valuable. And so it's kind of really like whatever, it kind of is just like a really whatever reward. It's not really going to be that enticing if I'm being real here. The next reward is going to be an evolution lattice. Again, good if you're a new player, but by the time you're, have been playing for a while, this isn't really that needed. I've built a bunch of the SR units, which are very, very good, but I just don't really need this. I mean, it's cool, but it's not going to entice me to do 50 summons, you know what I mean? Then we're getting a bunch of reconfigure chips. This might actually low-key be the best thing after getting these LD summons, because reconfiguring your shells costs a lot, and it's basically the ultimate endgame grind. This is really, really, really important. Then you finally get to 100 summons, because you get points directly comparable to the amount of summons that you do. So once you get to 100 or 10 multis, you get this box here where you get to choose a supply pack, okay? And this is where most people are probably going to want to go. And I'll now talk about which I think is the best, and also this is why this isn't really great for veteran players, okay? I already have one copy of each of these units, and getting a second copy of these is just not going to be super great. Now, you do get 5% more stats on all your like HP and attack and stuff, which is great, but you don't get more speed, which would be the most important thing. And I just I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to bother getting to this. Now, if you're missing one, you should probably get for it. So let's talk about the actual recommendations, okay? If we take a look at Kloss, we'll go to actually the unit collection so you can see it. So we got Kloss, Tsukiyomi, or Veronica. So we're going to go to my units, because I already have all of them, so we can see them. And I would say if you are missing any of these units, just pick the one that you're missing, okay? You want to make sure that you have at least one of every unit as soon as possible. So whatever one of those three you're missing, choose that, okay? Now, if you don't have any of them, or you don't have, two of them, I would say the priority is going to be Kloss, okay? Particularly if you're a newer player. Kloss has some really useful skills. particularly for PvE hard bosses. She's going to really speed up your clears. The defense down is really, really helpful. She's going to be good on basically anything that you're trying to farm, as well as the Union raid boss. I would highly recommend trying to pick Kloss. Kloss can also be very good in PvP. She's a little bit more niche, but this turn steal meter is really, really good, and her other debuffs are pretty useful as well, but this in particular is going to be quite good. And Kloss is one of the quickest units in the game, so she can be good in PvP, but again, a little bit more niche, but overall just going to be the best, most helpful unit. Then you have Veronica. Another thing I will say with Kloss, you don't need to do any investment in her either, right? Like, I haven't even leveled up her skills. They're all sitting here at level 1, so she just functions perfectly fine without any investment. Then we have Veronica. Veronica is probably the one that the fewest people are going to choose. Now, I have actually built my Veronica. I have some really good equipment on her. However, I have not invested in her skills. She is pretty good against fighting Terramaton, because she can steal that buff where he can't take any debuffs and then give it to your whole team right away. She's a pretty speedy unit. She can also add a shield, which is good for Terramaton as well. But mainly this is PvP stuff. And both of these things are extremely good because she has this Soul Ward, which means she won't die. The only other unit that I know of that has Soul Ward is going to be Hoyon. And she can give this Soul Ward to your entire team once you have leveled this up more. Getting to level 3 is really critical if you want the most out of her, because it increases the chance of spreading buffs by 100%. Because it's not only going to spread the buffs that you stole from the enemy, but it's just any buffs that she has on her. Also, if you give her Bulwark, which I don't have on here at the moment, but remember, Bulwark gives you 1 turn immunity to any debuffs. She'll just spread that to everybody else, which can also be super helpful. So really, really cool PvP unit. The shield will make her really survivable, their whole team survivable. The more HP you build on her, you'll notice I have actually too many random modules on her at the moment. But normally I would have effect, or rather HP bonus on her, and of course, Wellspring, because the more HP that I can give her, the bigger and better the shield is going to be on her. So Veronica is a really good kind of high-level PvP. She's going to be something that's going to be very meta dependent, but she can be helpful. But I think most players, she's going to be the lowest priority. Then you have Tsukiyomi, which is actually the next SSR that I want to finish building. And she is extremely good in PvP because she can increase the speed and attack of your DPS and just absolutely obliterate the opponent if you pair her with Yeli or Messiah or any of your main DPS units. In a way, she's almost even better than Lily and performs the same role in PvP. Now, in PvE, Tsukiyomi can be used, but is kind of mid, but she's extremely good in PvP, especially because if you pick, Lily and Tsukiyomi, they can only ban 1, and if you're like a Rev player and you're trying to cleave them, which isn't nearly as easy to do nowadays, but it's still viable in some matchups, it's just like crazy because they can't get rid of either one, and particularly with that attack buff, she's going to be extremely good. I would also say she functions really well with no lattice. However, if we go to prowess here, I forget which one has speed on it. Do none of these have speed? I thought one of these had speed nodes on it. Oh, yeah, it is skill 1. Getting these, this is going to be my priority to level up just to get these, not because of the skill necessarily, but just to get more speed stats. Because again, she's a PvP unit. You want her to go first, use her skill 3, and then just buff the speed and attack out of your DPS like crazy. So if you're not a new player, I think Tsukiyomi is your best choice, okay? So newer players and you don't have her, pick Kloss. More experienced players, you don't have her, pick Tsukiyomi. If you don't have any of the units, pick the one that you don't have. Veronica, again, kind of a more niche, very good unit, but is probably not recommended for most people. So those are my recommendations on the picks. If we go back to the event really quick, this is kind of, it's really good. Like, because if you're a new player, you want to keep pulling on the permanent summon no matter what, just to increase, your collection, and you have a chance of getting one of these like mega OP LD units, right? Like getting Yelly or Doki Doki or Lily, or any of these are like super, super good units to get, right? So just keep summoning on it. And then this is just like an extra bonus, more pity, more summon rewards. However, as a veteran player, I am not really going to get that much benefit from getting this, and I'd rather save my pulls for the next rate up banner rather than just getting some of these random resources, right? Because I've already done a bunch of pulls on like the first week of like, just trying to expand my roster. So, going past this, like, getting to like, these are a scam. You almost always get an SR out of them. The perfect lattice is great, but that means I have to do 18 multis to get to it, and eventually I can farm more of these. And then, going all the way to, or sorry, I have to go to 20 multis, and then going all the way to 30 multis just to get one random SSR is, again, not that great. So I think a lot of veteran players probably won't even go to this. If you have each of these units, I don't see this as a big incentive, right? I'm still going to save my pulls. Now, if you're missing any of these, again, you want to pull for this and get the one that you're missing. But for new players, again, you're going to be pulling on the permanent banner anyway. This is a super good use of your tickets. And then it's just like way better to do it now to get these extra rewards versus later on. This is just a pure bonus. It's super good. So keep that in mind. New players is a huge W. This is a great time to be starting Etheria Restart. Have fun. Let's go ahead and end the banner with this random ticket that I have. Like I said, I have never managed to get an SSR out of this. Let's see if it'll work this time. No, of course not. I'm telling you, these tickets are terrible. Don't think that rainbow ticket is going to be an incentive. So let me know your thoughts on this. Etheria is improving. Unfortunately, I think it's too little too late for a lot of veteran players. We have a competitive union that has a win-loss record of 7 wins and 1 loss, and people are still quitting just because they're tired of the game, not because they're going to another union. That said, I'm recruiting, so if you are a strong player, please leave a comment, hit me up. We need to replace 2 people. We're looking for high-level people that want to win and are going to be proactive. But yeah, as a new player, I think this is great because a lot of things that the game should have had at the beginning, it's now has, and you don't have to suffer through the stuff that we did, and you're going to get all these bonus rewards for summoning. This is a really cool time, and I think the game has a brighter future ahead. But let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for more Etheria and Nikke videos, and a link to my community Discord is in the description below. Check that out, and I'll see you guys on stream.